Okay, we're doing area and circumference of circles today. So the first things that you need to know are the difference between radius and diameter. Radius is the distance from the center of the circle to any point on the circle. Diameter is all the way across the circle through the center. So if you have the radius, 5 inches, then you can figure out the diameter by doubling it, 10 inches. If you have the diameter and you need the radius, you figure it out by taking half. So you need to have those memorized. They're not going to tell you what radius and diameter are on the test. And oftentimes they're going to give you diameter when you need radius, and they're going to give you radius when you need diameter, and they're going to expect you to be able to figure out the difference between those two. So radius, double it to get diameter, double it, or diameter, divide by 2 to get radius. So there are two formulas that you need to know. Area of a circle is right there where the area is. Circumference of a circle is right there under perimeter, because circumference is the same thing as perimeter, except we use the word circumference when we're dealing with circles. Now, if you notice over here, it tells you what pi is. So you don't need to memorize what pi is. It always wants you to use 3.14. Do not use the pi button on the calculator. If you use the pi button on the calculator, then not only will it not give you the correct answer, because it'll give you something like 15 pi instead of multiplying the 3.4 by the 15, but if you switch that to a decimal, it'll use pi out to like 10 decimal places, which will give you a different answer than what's on the test, because they stop at 2 places, 2 decimal places, 1/4. So let's say they wanted you to find the circumference. You need this formula, 2 pi r, or you can use a different formula, diameter pi. So if they gave you this, you would have the radius, so you would use this formula. So let's say circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius. Punch that in on a calculator. And you will get 31.4 inches, because our original measurement was in inches. So just like perimeter, this is just measured in inches because it's the distance around the circle. I didn't say that. Circumference is distance around a circle. Area is just like it was when we had rectangles, and that is the space inside. So let's say they gave you this circle, which is 10 inches, and that you needed to use this formula. So you would just take the diameter, multiply it by pi. You're going to end up with the exact same answer. Now, if they want area, that's different. On our formula sheet, pi r squared. So you would take pi, which is 3.14, multiply it times the radius, which was 5, and it's squared. So on your calculator, you're going to punch in 3 decimal point 1 4 multiply 5. And then right beside your 7 key, there is an x squared key. It looks like this. And then enter. And let's see what we get. Well, I'm not sure where I lost internet there, but I'll go through it again. So you need area. It's pi r squared. So you take pi, which is 3.14, multiply it times 5 squared. On your calculator, you're going to push 3, decimal place 1, 4, multiply 5, and then there's an x squared key right beside. Alright, if you're watching this video, the internet is going in and out, so I don't know how sporadic it's going to be. I may or may not use this video, but if you're listening to this, obviously I did use this video. So I think I left off with using the x squared key, which is beside the 7 key, and then enter button. Then you should pop up 78.5. And then it's inches squared, because anytime we're dealing with area, you're going to go with inches squared. So I'm going to fast forward to get through this video to my worksheet. So it says find the radius, diameter, circumference, and approximate area. For each circle below, to find approximate area, you use 3.14 for pi. So show your work. So the radius is right there. That's given halfway across, so it's 3 centimeters. Find the diameter, we double the radius, 6 centimeters. Circumference, we're given the radius, so we'll use 2 times pi times radius. So 2 times pi times the radius. And we get 18.84 centimeters. For the area, we use pi times the radius squared. Try punching that in on your calculator. You should get 28.26 centimeters squared. Now notice the difference. This is in centimeters. This is in centimeters squared. All right, let's move on to the next one. Radius is 6 inches. So the diameter is going to be 12 inches. Circumference is going to be 2 times pi times the radius. Which is 37.68 inches. The area is going to be pi times radius squared. $113.04. Now I'm going to show you how to do this one real quick, and then I'm going to let you do a few. So, I'm going to skip that one. I'll let you do that one. So down here, you notice that the line is all the way across, which is different than the line being halfway across up here. So when the line is all the way across, they're giving you the diameter, 4.8 centimeters. So we got to find the radius. We got to take half of this. So that's not easy to do in your head. So what you're going to do is punch in 4.8 divided by 2, and you're going to get 2.4 centimeters. So for the circumference, we can use this number now if you want. So it's the diameter times pi. Punch that in. you'll get 15.072. And since this wants, let's see, no, it doesn't say to round, so we'll use all of it. 072. Make sure on the GED that you check and see how many decimal places they want the answer rounded to. So if they wanted it 2 places, it would stop at the 7. If they wanted it to the nearest whole number, it would just be 15. Now for the area, you always have to use the radius. So you need this number right here. So pi times the radius is 2.4 squared. And I'm getting 18.0864. So I'm actually going to round that just for fun. I'm going to round it to 0.9 because the 6 tells me that the 8 goes up. Centimeters squared. Now, I want you to try to do these 3 problems on your own. Pause the video, and then I will show you the answers. All right, so we're given radius. Diameter will be 18. Circumference is going to be times 2 times 3.14 times 9. 56.52 millimeters. 3.14 times 9 squared. 254.34 millimeters squared. Radius, diameter is 7, so once you punch that in a calculator, you'll get 3.5. So 7 times 3.14 is 21.98 centimeters. Area is 3.14 times 3.5 squared. I'm getting 38.465, so I'm going to round it. Diameter is 14, radius is 7, circumference is 14 times 3.14. 43.96 centimeters. 3.14 times 7 squared is 153.86 centimeters squared. I'm going to have another worksheet for you to go through on your own. The answers will be on the second sheet. And that is the end of this video.